Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Pro Division with the tournament win for the Fall Major Tournament, the qualifying round edition. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can do that for free and it will help the channel a lot. Also, don't forget to hit thumbs up. Can we get this video to 500 thumbs up? That would be insane. The ultimate tournament guides can be found on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, but have in mind, we do not just offer tournament guides, we offer everything else as well when it comes to tour play games. So you can improve your game in every direction possible. Link once again directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, the elevation adjustment, the ball and the club type I do suggest you to play with. Have in mind that this is the wind that we're having for the qualifying round. That win will be changed to opening and to weekend round, but have in mind that many of the routes will be pretty much the same type of play style at least, so you will still be able to learn from that come opening round and weekend round. If you do have any questions, email support@golfclashtommy.com. Let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to have a good chance, and I have a good line here that I want to show you, and we're going to go on the right hand side and play an aggressive drive. I'm using a kingmaker to reduce the wind to be as low as possible. 3 bars of left spin. You will notice that I changed to 2 bars of top spin here in the end. I do feel that 2.5 will be a little bit too much. Bottom of the yellow ring by the rough line, we do adjust for a maximum distance plus 10, and then it's time to go with overpower. Now, it's very important that you look closely on how much you go into overpower. Let's say that you adjust 1 ring into overpower, then you should go with 3 rings of overpower. So you apply 2 extra rings, then the ring that you are adjusting to. Look how close I am to the rough line there, and that is by using almost 1.5 ring extra. So 2 rings of overpower extra than what it shows. So if you adjust 1 ring into overpower, you use 3, and if you adjust 2 rings into overpower, you use 4 rings, etc. You can great left, great right, you will still be safe on the fairway. Second shot, we play with a grizzly. Now we're going to do a pin check. And the reason we do a pin check is to use the plus yard to determine the adjustment we will be doing. So that was plus 4. And we will be then using half a bar of top spin combined with 1.5 bar side spin to the right with the top of the yellow ring by the rough line. And when it's time to adjust, we are going to adjust for 5.5 rings. And the 5.5 rings is a little bit too little. I'm just checking my note. That's why I'm looked at the right side. So it is a little bit too little in my opinion. And the reason I do think it's a little bit too little is because we are just scratching the edge on the left hand side for getting the ball to drop. Yes, so we're getting the drop. Nice speed. So I would like us to play 5.6 rings instead of 5.5. So what would that be? No elevation, and you play 37% slider. That is with the grizzly level 7 or level 8. If you do have level 9, you play 31% slider instead. And then you're gonna have a very nice time here for hole number 1. For hole number 2, I will be playing a rough bump. The reason for that is because I do believe that we do have the room to hit a great ball and still be clipping the rough. So in a worst case scenario, we will be just not being close. We will just be playing it nicely, you know, for a safe birdie. 1 bar of left spin, making sure that the ball guideline is just through the hole. Here I do adjust for a 5.8 rings for 4.6 miles per hour. It is a little bit too much, ladies and gentlemen. You will notice that. I didn't notice that until I saw the result, because I was like, what happened? Because the more right I'm coming into the rough, the more right will the ball be pushed, because that little mound that we're using to have the ball to be pushed to the left, we play basically on the right side of that, which in the end made us go miles away. So the thing you need to do, maximum distance plus 15, power 2 ball settings. It's a 1-to-1 plus 1. So we deduct 0.2 from our adjustment, then we will see ourselves coming very close, if not getting in the hole. Unfortunately, I don't have a video of that. That's why I'm using this video with maybe a bit crappy result, but you will get the idea because we're using the same landing spot, same spin. The only thing that we are changing based on our result is the adjustments. Maximum distance plus 15, power to ball settings 1-to-1 plus 1, that equals width. For hole number 3, we want to use the driver with the most topspin possible. In my case, it's the Thor's Hammer level 6. And you can see that we're looking to have the ball guideline pointing straight down the middle. Those of you playing with a high level big topper could be using that club as well. The reason I'm not trying to go over directly is due to the crosswind. It is going to be a problem if we do in this type of wind, if we're trying to go directly over the rough and the sand. So with this type of wind, having like a headwind in any shape or form is not going to really be any fun on this hole, because now we are fighting to just get the eagle on this tough par 5. We bounce on the fairway, we're getting it over, and you see we're not really getting any extra roll. And getting to the yardage that you can see here, it's going to be 369. It's not really going to be sufficient to be used to go directly to the green, because we do have a decent headwind for the second shot as well. So here, use the wood club that gives you the most power, because now we're just going to bounce towards the pin. We could debate at the fact to maybe use the sniper here and go with more overpower, so we do have a ball guideline to play with. And the reason I play with the Guardian is because I thought that we would be having a longer rollout with our drive and being able to do the backspin shot on the green, which obviously we couldn't. So now we are almost close to max overpower here. I will, however, go with 3 rings of overpower. We should, based on the result, gone with 4.5 rings of overpower. But do I expect this one to drop with this type of wind? No, I don't. I just want to find my ball to be safely on the green or on the fringe, so I can have a simple putt or a simple wedge. Max plus 15 for the drive, max no elevation for the second shot. And you may be wondering what to do if you don't have a Thor's Hammer level 6, which obviously isn't a general club when it comes to the driver. Big topper could be a possibility. Could also be playing with obviously an extra mile or an apocalypse. But the fact is, you will have a tough time if you have a lower level driver here, because that's going to be an extremely difficult way for you to get the ball to green into. For hole number 4, I've abandoned the rough bump, and the reason I'm abandoning the rough bump is because I feel that is unfortunately too inconsistent for my taste. I know that we played the rough bump the last time we had this hole in the tournament, but in the end, when I was looking back at what holes were played, I in the end loved the fact, loved the way that how the sniper play was played in the tournament. So I'm gonna use 3 bars of topspin, 2 bars of side spins, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and I'm using, in that case, 1.8 bars of topspin. There we go, the correct. Blue ring by the rough line, the red ring by the edge of the shadow, and then we adjust 1-to-1. So we adjust medium distance plus 10. Last but not least, we need to apply curl, and here I'm using the ball to be halfway through the adjustment ring to the right. However though, we need to go with a little bit more. You can see that the ball comes in nicely towards the pin, but we need to add a little bit more. So I would say the ball 3/4 into the wall to the right of the adjustment ring in curl. I don't like curl generally on par 3s, but I do feel that that groove that we do have on that green coming from that angle is going to be very beneficial. So that is the way that we're gonna play hole number 4. For hole number 5, we will start by using 6 bars of topspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. Why not use 3 bars when we do have the 3 bars to be able to use? It's because I do want to demonstrate that we can use a Titan ball here as well. Now, ball guideline straight down the middle is the plan. The ring's position is not really that super important, as once again, I'm looking to have the ball guideline straight down the middle. That's the key. Maximum distance plus 10. is the adjustment. We're not going to use any curl whatsoever, and we're looking for a drive somewhere between 330 to 340 yards. Bouncing on the fairway, getting down the fairway, and it rolls towards the top end of the shadow, which is what we're looking for. 331 was our yardage. Now we do play with a thorn, and we're gonna play with a short iron that gives us the best ball guideline, because now we're looking for the funnel. And you will notice here that we will be playing with the blue ring top of it by the end of the island, using 2.5 bar side spin, a little bit of backspin. The most important part though is two things with the ball guideline. Have it go just through the hole to make sure you're not going to go short, and the ball guideline should be straight. So it's very important to have the ball guideline straight towards the pin, because that will be the key in getting this ball to drop basically every single time. I would say that you could even hit great left and great right sometimes and still drop this one, because the funnel is massive. But it is massive because we are creating it to be massive by aiming straight at the pin. 10% over adjustment, judge the club distance. You will be close to minimum distance, but that doesn't mean that you will be in exact minimum distance all the time. 2.1 rings is what I adjusted for the second shot. This is, in my opinion, an absolute must drop. I know I've said it on stream as well, but an absolute must drop here for hole number 5. For hole number 6, we're looking to use the driver that gives us the most topspin. 6 bars of topspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left, and now we're looking at the ball guideline to be centered in between the two bunker parts of the first bunker. The thing is though, ladies and gentlemen, those of you playing with a lower level type of driver, like extra mile level 5, 6, 7, only having 4.5 bar topspin, will have an issue in terms of getting the drive to go a bit short. You're also going to have to go with a bit more overpower with the drive. They have given us headwind here, as the same is for hole number 1, as the same is for hole number 3. So we're definitely going to have to battle in some headwind here, and those with lower level clubs will unfortunately have a much tougher time on the course. Going with overpower based on how much I adjust into overpower, that is the key. So if I do adjust 1 ring into overpower, I use 1 ring overpower as well. Maximum distance plus 20 with the drive. Second shot, we play with the sniper, and here there's once again value, as it is headwind, to play with a higher level club. But I would like us to have a thing here, because playing with a lower level sniper will also be a possibility. 3 bars of side spin to the right, I'm using 4.8 bars of backspin. I would like us to play with 4.5 if I can change it now when playing. Leaving the ball guideline above the pin is the trick here, but we need to leave the ball guideline approximately 2 green squares above the pin to help the ball to get enough distance after the first bounce, because in headwind we have a compressed ball guideline, and therefore the ball will fall short even though we adjust as much as maximum distance, no elevation. Perfect ball. And we see the ball bounce, and it bounce, and it bounce. And you see, if we would have aimed a little bit higher up, this would have come very nicely towards the pin. But in the end, have in mind, hole number 6 has always been and will continue to be a very tough one to drop, especially when we're going to have to battle with 2 types of headwind, which is going to make us push hard to do well on hole 6. For hole number 7, we're gonna give ourselves another really good attempt to making an eagle. Now, I know there will be those of you questioning, why, Tommy, do you play on the right side instead of trying to go over the water on the left to have a short iron slash a long wedge towards the pin? And the reason why is because we do have a couple of things we need to think about here. But first, let's go through the drive, then summarize what my thoughts about the drive. So I'm using backspin first and foremost. You can see that I'm using 3 bars of side spin to the right, and I'm using 3.5 bar of backspin. Blue ring to the left by the bunker, blue ring to the right side of the rough. And I do put this type of position and spin to adapt to a lower level type of quarterback, so we don't have to look blindly on the fact that I'm playing with a quarterback level 10. Medium distance plus 10 is how we play the drive, and great ball with a high level accuracy club like the quarterback will still be fine. So now, I do have 259 yards. So why do I play to the right then? It's because of two things really. Playing to the right makes us play a linear way to the hole. We can then use the yardage to help us build our adjustment. So we can use a yardage now. So from 259, okay, what should we then play? Second thing is that we do have almost a dead-on straight tailwind towards the pin. And playing in a dead-on straight tailwind or headwind is gonna be so much easier than playing with a wedge from max distance or a short iron when it comes to crosswind. So I then do value the right side based on those two things. I'm not saying that that's applied to everyone, because you decide yourself which way you want to play, but this applies to my game style and how I want to teach you on how to look at the wind and how to look at the hole that you're playing. No spin, ball guideline just short of the hole. I do adjust medium distance plus 10, which is 5.4 rings. And I know those of you who watched the stream earlier noticed that I played 15% and I gave you a slider adjustment, but I rearranged it to adapt it to those of you that are not using slider can have a much easier time. Right that pin for a lovely eagle. So there you can see that now we dropped it. I could maybe hit a great ball the next time and I could miss it, but I still stand by with the fact that this way is much easier and will be more rewarding in the long run than playing a tougher drive on the left and then end up in somewhat, in the best case scenario, with a direct crosswind with a wedge or a short iron towards the pin. So, very good chance. From 259 yards, we play medium distance plus 10 to get the correct adjustment, and then you will have a good chance for a drop. So here I do play with the Guardian. I will explain why in just a bit. I'm using 6.5 bar backspin, and then I will be looking for the ball guidelines position. I'm not really caring about the fact where my rings are positioned. I do look at the ball guideline here. So you see here that I'm positioning myself. We're gonna zoom in at the ball guideline position, the tip of it, in just a bit. There we have it. You can see that we are just in between the bright and the dark green square row, approximately one green square to the left of the pin. Make sure you pause and rewind and you will get a clear picture of that if we went too quick for you. I would like in this case to play medium distance plus 10, and then we're gonna take our shot. Perfect ball. And we see the bounce nicely on the fairway. We're getting it up towards the pin with a perfect speed, but just to the right of the pin. So we need to move our target a little bit more to the left and keep everything else the same. And the reason I do play with the Guardian instead of the Sniper is because we need to play with a Sniper level 10. We cannot play with Sniper level 9 and below. So I wanted to display the position with the Guardian for you, as if you don't have a Sniper level 10, the Guardian is gonna be the club. Those of you having the Sniper level 10, please play with the Sniper level 10, because it's gonna be much easier to find the ball guideline position. Medium distance plus 10, as already explained, and then you have a good chance for hole number 8. For hole number 9, we once again have a little headwind. It's like, it feels like we're having headwind on every par 4 or par 5. But we have been doing well, so we shouldn't really complain, I guess. 1 bar of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the left. We're looking to have the final part of the ball guideline to be, you know, by the top end of the bunker. Half of the red ring inside the rough. Adjustment maximum distance plus 5. And then I'm using curl to the left, and I'm going with the ball until the adjustment ring cracks. That's the amount of curl that I want to have. So simple, and we're getting the ball up there on the fairway in a very nice way. Sure, we could maybe push this one to go 1.5 bar of topspin, but I don't think that would really make a big difference for the second shot in terms of the toughness that we will be having. Now, with a power 3 ball, it is makeable for us to get this ball in a way that we can secure the eagle, because, listen, we're playing this for an eagle. We're not playing this for an albatross. Sure, there may be a line amongst all the trees that would give us a possibility to go for an albatross, but we risk a lot. So based on the holes that we do have in this tournament, we are most definitely going to be able to drop several shots without having to feel that, oh my god, I need to drop hole 9. Great ball to the right. I'm using 5 rings of overpower. The overpower will be different depending on how far you adjust into overpower. And the plan for me is that I want the bounce into the rough and then roll out to either to be on the fairway fringe or green for a very simple putt or wedge to secure my eagle. Maximum distance plus 10 for the second shot, and then you have a safe way for the eagle on hole number 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Pro Division with the tournament win for the Fall Major Tournament. This is an interesting course of the Parc de Paris, and I'm really looking forward to hear how you shot in the tournament. Make sure you do hit a thumbs up and make sure you share the video to your friends so they also can learn and become a better tournament player. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. The ultimate tournament guides can be claimed on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Once again, thank you for watching and good luck in the Fall Major Tournament.